See that crazy shit that happened, right? Yeah, just minding my own business today. You know, doing stuff. I did a few things around the house, and then just like I'm getting ready to take Az up here, come up here and just have a relaxed afternoon with him, you know. And yeah, I seen the dude out there, so I started filming it. I had no clue he was going to work himself up into such a frenzy. And literally come running over, going to chase me in the house and shit. You know, I didn't want to let him get too close because, well, then, you know, I don't know. I wasn't afraid he'd catch me so much as like I'm right at the door. They didn't want him bringing that shit up to the door, you know. So it's like it's best to turn and retreat, and then he'll turn his old ass around. Maybe he'll realize how stupid he looks. But y'all seen the lady on the bike fucking turned around and shit. She couldn't believe it, yo. He's displaying himself that way. This is a dude in like what, his 70s? So what hope does the younger generation have if that's the example they got, you see? But I was determined I wasn't going to let his old ass rob Aslan, who was such a good boy through everything today, rob him of his outing. Even though it was scary, the thought of that old man out walking around with his cane and shit. But I got pepper spray in my pocket, and I got this camera. So I would film him approaching, and I would try to, you know, repel him with the pepper spray if he got too close, you see. And you see that crazy shit he talks about, the skunks, la la la, for 4 years. The skunks were a problem when we moved into the house in 2008. So it's like fucking, you know, that's 12 years. And I've only been engaged in the homeless cat ministry for 5 years, since 2015. So there was a problem for 7 years with skunks before I ever decided to join the old couple across the street. With the, you know, their ministry. They were doing it first, and they were struggling because, you know, they weren't an official ministry and nobody was helping except for like their kids and in-laws and shit. So yeah, I was helping, and that old fucker poisoned them cats in 2017, and I think he got caught, and the old couple snitched on him, and I think that's what, you know, it actually it worked in his favor. It gave him a victory. And I didn't want him to get a victory from calling the police, who, you know, what, are they his relatives, his buddies? We know that they sit over on his porch and shit. And he seems to be above the law because that's not the first time he's poisoned shit, yo. I mean, I had it on video before, and all people did was fucking defend his atrocious behavior. He just poured paint thinner in cat food bowls and all over the side of rental property, a house that we're renting it. You see? So then he puts us in a position where we have to document it. I had to document it, you know, because, well, we didn't do this shit. I'm not staying in the goddamn siding. I'm not pouring shit on the siding. I fucking power wash the house every, you know, 5-6 years at the most. So it's like shit. Anyway, that shit it traumatized me so bad, you know, that I went in the house. I had this shit all over my hands from handling the bowls and shit. And Lisa handled the chair and the rocks. I don't know how much of it she got on herself, but I think it's more than just paint thinner. Because he said acid at first. And it may have acid in it. Because I got a little bit on my lip before I washed my hands. And my lip is burning like a motherfucker just above my lip. And it won't go away. It's almost like I'm getting a burn on my lip from this toxic shit this fucker poured out there. It's like, but you see, that's the kind of shit that, you know, the good attract. It's like he's got a child mind. That dude, you could see it. You could see it plain as day. His mind works like a little 5-year-old child. He's a spoiled little brat child. And, you know, his wife has not been a woman to him to make him grow up and act like a man. You know, I'm going to put you in a mental institution if you're going to keep acting like a little child, walking around 50s and 60s and 70s and shit. You know, fucking negatively affecting everything you see. Fucking crying about a skunk. It's like, goddamn, the skunks migrate through it every year. They're there for a month or two and then they're gone. Every year they migrate through. Just ignore them for the fucking month or so that they're there. You might smell them at night or something, but then they're fucking gone, yo. It's like, what the fuck are you crying about? You see? And we don't fucking say nothing about him fucking digging up the grass. You know, at Lisa's house is why her grass stays greener than his. It's not the greenest, but it's greener than his because, well, they aerate it and they debug it for her. You see? You'd have to pay a pretty penny to have that done what, you know, God was arranging for him naturally. And then he goes and pisses in God's cornflakes by, oh, I'm going to poison your animals and hate them and kill the babies in the middle of the night, chasing them around with shovels and shit. It's like this dude has gone on skunk hunts in the middle of the night in his backyard, yo. Fucking, you can hear him fucking killing skunks on the fucking, that's why I kept the footage, that night footage. Them little baby skunks that got killed off, he's the guy who did it. He killed them all off. They went over into his yard and he was over there waiting with a shovel to run around chasing them in the middle of the night, fucking killing them and shit. And you can hear it. You can hear it on the footage. If you know what you're listening to, you know what you're listening to, you know? So, what do we got? We're at 6:06. So, he got the police called on him this time. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction, but John called him. You see, I was hiding behind John because I didn't think he'd actually swing off on John, but I know he might do something to me, you know? He's gonna act like I attracted the skunks that were there fucking, you know, 7 years before I ever engaged in anything. It's like he's just an evil, old, hateful prick, man. Just one of them crusty old white devils, you know? It's like, that's what we got in power right now. You see him? That's what we got in power. They're mean and crusty, and they got money, and they got power. Get back over here by me, buddy. We'll go in a minute. I'm making a long video. This will be like 3 parts altogether, about a half hour. So I can just put it on like I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. It really fucked me up. It fucked with my energy and shit. Have this bastard do this evil shit. You know, y'all know I've lived in ghettos, man. You know, in Detroit and, you know, in trailer parks with fucking, you know, nasty white trash. I ain't never had no motherfuckers do no shit like that, man. Just gonna come over and pour fucking acid and paint thinner all over everything. You know, poison cat food and shit. You know, this shit costs money. You know, so it's like, I should be fucking like taking his old ass to court and shit, making him pay for it, because that's not the first time he did it. He's poisoned the shit before. I told y'all that I seen fucking shit poured on it before. He's been coming over there poisoning it. And we finally caught it. We finally got it on fucking film. He was over there with that fucking container of fucking shit, threatening, and then he was reaching over with it, and then I went out there with this and we filmed it. It was all over the place. It's like, and Lisa helped me clean it up as well. She doesn't like that shit. She does not like that shit. You know, that evil, hateful shit. She hates that evil, hateful shit. You know, that nastiness. It makes our race look bad. It makes us look like white devils, white trash. We don't want to care for animals. We begrudge them in existence. We begrudge them a goddamn grub out of the ground that's going to make our grass look brown if we don't let the skunk have it. That's how stupid. That's what I meant when I said to him, you're dumb. Because what I'm trying to make the motherfucker understand, if the shit's elevated, less skunks can get to it. It's less of a fucking attraction. But he's stupid. So now the shit's going to be on the stop so where the fuckers can just get to it. You see? So there you go. The cats are going to be struggling to try and get some. Skunks are going to get a good meal and they're just going to make holes in different spots. You know? It's like, God really needs to do something about that fucker since law enforcement won't. Since law enforcement is his buddies. You know, they're a bunch of nasty, white, trashy devils, I guess. They will poison animals. That's their solution. Poison little kids, kitties while you're at it, you know? Just poison everybody's animals in the neighborhood. Poison your neighbors, goddammit. Just go nuts with the chemical warfare because, well, we're white. We're white as fuck. And that's what we do because we're white, yo. You see? Motherfuckers can't live in peace around us. Animals, people, nothing. We want to make sure that we create chaos everywhere we go. You see, that's the brain damage of the white race. It's like it's just is so prevalent everywhere. You know, there's very few of us to stand against it. Like, you know, you've seen 3 of us standing against it, Lisa and me and her fiance John, against this crazed fucker who fucking came over and poured shit all over the house. Like, you know, it's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? And then you ain't even gonna, you're gonna keep walking back and forth with your cane, coming over, acting all threatening and shit because you couldn't get enough negative drama. He's all on a fucking adrenaline high from that shit, like a little kid, you know, a little ghetto kid that got exposed to fucking violence or molestation or something. So now he wants to keep feeding on it. And it's like, you know, instead of going and getting a hose and cleaning off the fucking property he damaged, spraying it off, you know, like a decent human being, he's gonna be that bug that lets the fucking sun hit that shit. And then it's like, you know, hey, I'm gonna be filming it, the progression of it. Look at how bad he damaged the house. Because I was gonna clean it off, and Lisa's like, no, we need to leave it a little while longer. Because, well, if the police come, because they did call the police, if the police come, and if, you know, it looks like he's winning in this situation, well, he perpetuated vandalism, if nothing else. It's like it's all over the side of the fucking house. Okay? So, there you go. So it's like, yeah. So while we're waiting for the police to decide they want to come over and talk to their good buddy Ronnie, you see, because that's their buddy, nice little snitching ass motherfucker, snitch about anything in the neighborhood, so they know everything that's going on. He's got a direct line, and he's always talking to him, and he's got problems and shit with fucking, you know, a skunk. Hey, wow, man. God in the universe and the collective consciousness has a problem with you, especially once you see these videos. The only thing that I agree with you is nasty, monstrous shit that defended your behavior before, buddy boy. Maybe the world is changing now. Maybe some motherfuckers are starting to wake up now that they're having fucking get some reciprocity and shit. It's like, hey, here you go. It's just karmic reciprocity. You reap what you sow. Yeah, it's like every religion covers it. That what you send around will come back around to you. So Ronnie's gonna die and get time looped his animals that he poisoned. We already know that. So will his nasty wife and everybody in his family that fucking knew he was doing the shit and condoned it. Anybody who fucking condoned his behavior or defended it, you know, thought that it's right to poison the animals just because, well, they're a pest to him. Who the fuck is he? He's nothing. He's garbage, okay? He's not good for anything. His wife's not good for anything. She's not even a sexual entity. Has a vagina and a mouth and doesn't do anything a woman should do with that shit. No, just sitting around casting magic spells with the fucking gossip and shit. You know, it's like another little evil witch, you see? It's like, you know, if Ronnie was a man, she'd have her mouth full of dick, so she wouldn't be able to sit around gossiping all the time. If Ronnie was a man, she'd fucking goddamn be satisfied sexually so that she wouldn't be such a mean gargoyle, turning her little 5-year-old child-minded man loose on the neighborhood. You know, go attack the animals and the neighbors. Oh, yes, because I love that negative drama. I don't get a thrill out of you any other kind of way, child-minded man. You see? It's like, damn. All right, y'all. I didn't want this to be this long. I'm just, you know, I feel violated, you know? And I literally did cry after that shit, you know? Motherfucker poisoned cat food and vandalized my property just for trying to do God's will, you know? Because it's God's will that we care for the animals. He carries the fucking Bible around and fucking goddamn... he doesn't want to own up to, you know, the basic precepts. What you should do as Christ would do in your situation. Christ wouldn't starve them fucking animals out. No. He'd look out for them. He sure the fuck wouldn't poison them or fucking rise against a neighbor who's doing what, you know, he wouldn't. If he wouldn't do it, you see. So Ronnie's always been the busted cog in the wheel at that corner. You see, he's always been the broken little cherry. He won't get with the program and do what's right. And you don't have to wonder why the bad shit keeps happening to him, man. That guy's had some real fucking health issues. You know, that's like, well, there you go. If you just stop being fucking evil, maybe evil shit stop happening to your old ass, you know. Nobody's got to do it. You're doing it to yourself. You're your own worst enemy. You see, you're fucking with the health of God's animals. So his protective hand is not going to be on your health, old man. It's going to be on the, you know, on the animals that you're trying to poison. So he's having to take resources from you to go protect them from you. Isn't it ironic? It's ironic, you know, how God operates. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed. I hope that y'all ain't experiencing no negative bullshit.